Dear ones, you are not in 3D anymore, so those issues that feel out of control are of little consequence because you now have the skills to jump through or around them. But your solutions will not necessarily be 3D. Many of you are concerned about financial issues and hope that a lottery ticket or some long-lost relative will provide the answer. Solutions that were appropriate in 3D are not quite right now. Perhaps you do not care if it is a 3D solution or a solution you have not yet thought of, you just want an immediate resolution. What was once correct or right is no longer. So redirect your energies to new solutions instead of the outdated, tired solutions you once dreamed of. Open your mind and your heart to the new. Place your dream into the ethers, knowing your solution will not be of an expected nature but instead of your new world. Many of you are now clamoring that such a thought is airy-fairy, and you need rent or food money now. We of the universes will reiterate that what was is no longer including your solutions to vexing issues. Instead of continuing to dream in 3D, open your perspectives to the new. Of course, the question becomes, if you do not yet see or sense the new, how can you create a solution? Our universal response is, place your need in the ethers and discover what you create to solve it. This is a new time in a new life, so you do not yet have the physical images or descriptors as you create the new within your current physical being. You can create whatever you need. But what you create now will likely not be what you thought you would create, for this is a new time with new answers. Perhaps a look back will help you understand. As a young teen, you likely had a crush or deep interest in someone who did not reciprocate your interest. Even though you were devastated then, hindsight tells you that the relationship would have been inappropriate for the long term because the two of you had such divergent interests. So it is now. You dream of young teen solutions despite becoming a new young adult with abilities far beyond what you now imagine. Many of you do not care if it is a 3D or beyond 3D solution. It will, once you release the need for a 3D solution. Relax into your new being. Do not worry about the right words, thoughts, or actions. Merely place your need into the ethers, allowing for new creative solutions you would have never discovered if 3D solutions continued to materialize. Let go. Relax. All is wonderfully well in your life as you accept your new being with its amazing new skills. Most important for this message is the ability to discover and accept new solutions to 3D concerns. So be it. Amen. Maybe you recently jumped between dimensions and frequencies or traveled to places you never before explored, or perhaps not. You and your cohorts opened the universal gate the past few days, allowing you to jump when or if you feel comfortable doing so. Even though this gate has always been available because you are all universal beings, your inner being stopped you from opening that gate while of 3D Earth because it would have been too confusing. Much like you did not read Shakespeare's works and you were 8 years old because the meaning of Shakespeare's words would have likely been beyond your comprehension skills. Some days, universal travel might seem interesting or exciting. On other days, it might be too complicated to attempt. You have freed yourself from the Earth's boundaries of limited exploration. Now, free yourself from expectations of immediately zooming hither and yon unless it feels joyful. Nothing disappears if you do not travel within the next few days, weeks, or years. Like Earth travel, you can travel through dimensions, frequencies, or times whenever or wherever you like, but that does not mean you have to. Many question why you might want to travel through dimensions, frequencies, or times. There is no exact answer for that, any more than you can fully explain why you do not wish to travel beyond your community while your sibling is a world traveler. Everything you decide and explore is because your inner being is drawing you to it. The result of that exploration is a more clearly defined personal path. En masse, you decided to explore outside the 3D boundaries you adhered to for the eons you have been of Earth. That quest opened the fields that were part of your being when you were not of Earth. You have extended your Earth knowledge into the universal spheres. You might be dissatisfied with your current life because it feels limiting. Or, you might decide that your current life meets your needs. There are no longer limits on who you are or are becoming. So, a friend might jump timelines and find your stay-at-home activities boring. Exactly as it should be because, unlike the cookie-cutter lives you lived when you were of 3D Earth, there are no longer any limits. Your universal gate of dimensions, frequencies, and time will remain open forever. Welcome to the universes with all the variety and excitement that phrase entails. You might need to rest before you venture out to a new experience. Or opt to explore something new as you complete your day-to-day activities. There are no longer boundaries, shoulds, gates, windows, or doors that stop you from exploring whatever you wish, whenever you want. Perhaps you wonder when you will find the time to explore as much as you wish. Once you opened that universal gate, you, en masse, also opened your being to a more extensive personal diversity. So, part of you might be traveling to another planet while easily maintaining your daily responsibilities. You have allowed yourself to bifurcate while in an earth physical form. Previously, even those who channeled or were healers limited their scope and area. Not because they had to, but because shifting beyond that would have been too confusing in a 3D world. Those gates and limitations have gone by the wayside now that you have transitioned beyond 3D. In truth, those gates were eliminated the minute you transitioned. But because the resources and activities available were too expansive without some preparation, you en masse decided this last piece of travel expansion needed to wait until you were more comfortable with your new inner being. You have completed the 3 big stages of becoming a new you, your outer and inner worlds, and now, your universal world. You are an official universal zoomer who can opt to travel extensively or not at all, as was true in your 3D world. The difference is your travel itinerary can now include universal explorations instead of only the Earth. You are new, and so are your travel options. So be it. Amen. It's time to negate your 3D beliefs that someone somewhere needs to care for, protect, and save you. You are it. You have creation skills, dimension, frequency, and time shift capabilities, and the wisdom of the ages is within you. You are the most powerful being the Earth has ever hosted. You are no longer only Brenda, Madison, or Tom. You are a glorious being of the universes who can solve problems, create new worlds, and travel wherever you wish to create what you need. Perhaps you believe those universal words are similar to the snake oil salesman of the 1800s Earth. What we of the universes are relaying might be true for someone, but not you because you have limited skills. You have tried to create previously to little or no avail. And you still need to prove to others how wonderful you are. On and on with thoughts of what is impossible in your life. Creating an emotional/physical dam that holds back your new being for some future time when it might be true for you. Everything you have learned and continue to learn about your current capabilities is dedicated to the future. I'll be happy when this happens. I'll change my situation or ways when that happens. That future has arrived. Your new world is not a fantasy or wishful thinking. It is you now. Allow yourself to accept your new thoughts and actions. Allow yourself to step outside your 3D world of limitations and what-ifs. Allow yourself to be in all your glory. Despite the information we of the universes have provided, you pretend that you are Clark Kent when, in reality, you are Superman, Superwoman, or Superbeing without limitations and without kryptonite, except for your ongoing belief in your limited reality. Jump, run, dance into what you are now capable of. So you wait, watch, and fear that becoming you is too much for your tiny world. It is, because you are no longer just of the Earth, you are a universal being with all the accoutrements that includes. But then, the same is true for millions. You have created a new race of humans similar to the historical jumps you now tout, like the Stone Age, the Bronze Age, or whatever historical Earth period. Human skills were enhanced through trial and error. You have completed your trial and error phases throughout the eons. It is time for the new human you and your cohorts created to emerge in all your shining glory. So be it. Amen. Channel, Brenda Hoffman.